Viewers, welcome once again to my channel. My name is Gordon, a marketing professional and a marketing trainer. In this video, we're going to look at how to write a killer sales pitch. Right? You see, writing a sales pitch is very important in the sales process. A sales pitch is one of the main ingredients that can make you close a sale. And sometimes it can fall flat. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some of the techniques and some of the strategies that you can use to write a killer sales pitch. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you hit the subscribe button and subscribe. Don't forget to comment, share, like. The first thing you need to do is one basic thing that every salesperson knows. That is to understand your audience and their needs. The voice of the customer is very important. Right? Who are you selling to? Or who needs your product? Who wants your product? Who is your product for? Right? And who are the competitors on the market providing similar offerings to these customers? Right? Their lifestyle, their buying behavior, their location, etc. are very important. It is also very important to also understand that the customer's pain point is very important. It is important to find out what specific problem your product solves. What does it fulfill? For example, if you sell cars, let's say electric cars, a car generically is to transport a person from one place to another. But you are talking about fuel efficiency and environmentally friendly electric car. So it is important to get to identify the pain point of the customer. Right? So what does the customer need from your product? Cut down on fuel, etc. Now, it is also important to craft your message to resonate with individual customers or individual organizations. It is important to do target audience selection. Right? So within your target market, you need to further segment further. Right? So that you can speak to specific needs or you can communicate to specific needs. For example, for your electric cars that we are using as an example, a fleet company might require a different pitch as compared to a company that is buying one or two. Because fleet companies might be buying more of those cars. The same way, somebody who is not savvy about cars, right, will also need a different pitch as compared to someone who is much savvy about cars. Right? So it is important to do this particular market segmentation to be able to detail out the various customers and the kind of personalization or personalized message that they require, so that your message can be focused on specific needs and not just the entire customer group. You see, it is very important to first of all also understand the fact that after doing your audience and needs analysis, it is also important to understand the fact that your value proposition must be crafted very well according to standards, because it accentuates your product offer, your service offering, and it differentiates, it's a discriminator, differentiates what makes you different on the market. Right? So that the customer or the customers may understand your offering. So it is important to make clear what we call the USP, unique selling proposition. What is that different thing that your product has? What is that different solution that your product have? Right. What strengths do you think you have when it comes to your product? So it is important to figure that out. Right. For example, your electric cars are built to stand any weather. Right. Long battery life, etc. So try to be unique. Maybe your electric cars for the first 2-3 years will not have to undergo any major maintenance. Right. Now, it is so important to look at what we call the FAB technique, that is the features and benefit techniques. Customers don't buy features alone. They buy features and benefits. Benefits is what really solve the customer's problems. So for example, instead of just mentioning the fact that your electric car has 75 kWh battery, you can say that your car has 75 kWh batteries so that you can drive long hours without charging or replacing battery frequently. Right. So you realize that there's a feature and a benefit. You also save money on fuel. Right. You save money on fuel. It is much economical as compared to using a fuel car. Right. So it is important, as a matter of fact, to look at features and benefits when crafting a killer pitch. It's also important to bring some kind of quantification here. Bring quantified data, numbers, if you can, but make sure those numbers are accurate and not just mere numbers. Right. So something that will save the customer's money, data that talks about saving the customer's money and well-being. So for example, you can say that our electric cars can save you 20% of the amount of money you spend on fuel every year or every month. Right. And as a matter of fact, also help reduce pollution by a particular percentage. Right. So use data to back up your pitch if you have the right and accurate data. Don't use inaccurate data, as some customers are very intelligent. Now, structuring your sales pitch for impact is also very important. Do attention grabbing opening. This is because words comes first, and first impression also matters. It is important to ask intelligent questions. For example, are you tired on spending money on fuel? Fuel prices keeps alternating and sometimes even skyrocketing. You can even share data on this. If the company is buying for its operations, how much companies spend on what? On fuel, affecting their profitability. You can use a story, right, to also fit into this. Don't forget to also always add a call to action. A call to action is central to any sales pitch because it tells the next action the customer should take. Right. So for example, request for a quotation, visit our website, make an order, and so on and so forth, or request for more information. Use this in conjunction with something that will motivate the customer to, as a matter of fact, act on the call to action. So it could be discounts, 20-30% off, right? It could be free drive or drive test in the example of the electric car we are using. So use the FOMO method, as I said in my previous video, the fear of missing out, to create some kind of a sense of urgency. So for example, you can say that visit our website so that we give you a register for a free test drive, or make a comment, send us an email or inbox us, right, etc. Right, so it is also very important to look at that. The next thing we're going to talk about is delivery of the pitch. Now you've put in all the hard work. But there is one thing you also need to look out for. There's one thing you need to look out for. It's delivering your pitch. Delivery is important when it comes to sales. Your confidence and your ability to persuade customers is very important. Use storytelling to connect with your audience, but it shouldn't be too long depending on the type of customers. If it is a business to business C-level, you don't have to spend much time telling a long story. That is why I always tell my clients that is why we have what we call executive summary. So use as an executive summary form of story, and don't go telling all the story that you can say, right? Also look at your body language and verbal cues, etc. It's also very important. There is also the issue of handling objections, another crazy nerve-breaking part of sales. That is handling customer objections and addressing their concerns. There are always objections. This is because customers or buyers go through a process before they buy. They get to a stage where they need to evaluate alternatives. They need to make a decision by comparing your offering to either maybe their existing account. They can tell you, we already have an account. We already have someone already. This is where you have to stay strong and be confident about your pitch. Don't be too defensive and don't argue. Acknowledge the customer's concerns, but try to put some empathy in your response. But try to let the prospect get to know that you have the best solution. If possible, you can also bring in certain incentives, right, to create some sense of urgency. If it's a matter of price, you could look at beating down the price a bit below competing and let them know about the long-term value. For example, you can talk about your brand's reputation and the expertise that your brand have in handling these objections. I have a video on handling objections on this channel. You can watch that as well. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to comment, share, and like.